Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yes, I do. What's going on YouTube? It's Kevin and Makael. We are back with a new video. I hope you guys had a great week. I know you guys missed us this week, but we didn't record on Monday. Makael had to get some overtime paper, and you know, he didn't have a voice this week because I seen him on Monday and he came here Wednesday and he still ain't have a voice. So you know, church did a number on him on Sunday, but I'm glad he's here today. I want to say thank you to everyone who watched our videos last week. And I looked at the comments in our first video, on that video from Friday. Oh my God. The video with Tony Braxton. Lord. They were going off in those comments.
Well, that's what we want.
I know. But I just want to say thank you to everyone who watched that video and who also commented on that video. I mean, I wish more videos had comments like that. Oh my God, it was just good. I was reading them and going back and forth with some people, and you know, we got a lot of good topics today. I'm not even going to break this video up because you haven't been here all fucking week. So we got a lot of good topics. If you're watching us for the first time, please click that bobblehead over Makael's head to subscribe to the Scorpion Show. Make sure you like our video. I mean, actually click that thumbs up button. It only take a second. If you're on your phone, if you're at your computer, even on your Xbox or PlayStation or your other mobile devices. Click the like button. And share our videos to Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, Instagram, or wherever you choose to share our videos.
Now, I want you to start off with, we were talking about Ancestry.com before. And I want you to say, because I was telling Kevin that, well, you all know that he did it about a month or two ago, right?
3 months.
3 months ago. And I was thinking about doing it myself for my family. But then I was like, I don't know, because I can go all the way back to my great-grandparents, my grandmother's parents, which for our family, even though there are people before them, but for our family, we consider those two the ones who started. The main one. They had 4 daughters, and their 4 daughters, well, 3 of their 4 daughters had kids that we all sprouted out. But and you know, my great grandparents lived not too far from you, 25th and Cumberland. I was thinking, like, I don't know if I should do it, because I know a lot about my family history, but then I'm like, but it would be interesting to know before my great-grandparents. And one of the things that I had discovered from one of my aunts was that my great-grandmother, they called her Mom and Pop were my great-grandparents' names from by the family. And I discovered that my great-grandmother, she was the only child. My great-grandfather, he was one of, I think, 13 or 14. Wow. But my great-grandmother, she was the only child. And that's why she was so hell-bent on having the family together every holiday. My mom and all of them, they couldn't spend Christmas, Thanksgiving, nothing at their own house. They all had to go to their house. Okay. And that's how it was. But I learned from my aunt that they knew of my great-grandmother's mother, but they never heard anybody speak of her father. And my aunt said that she thinks that her father may have been a white man, because my great-grandmother was a very, very light woman. Just very, very light, long, shiny black hair. Like my aunt said, we always felt like she was mixed. If she wasn't mixed with Indian, she was definitely mixed with white. And what made the suspicion grow even more was that nobody ever talked about her father. Nobody ever talked about where he was, who he was, nothing. It was just that. You know what I mean? And I remember one of my grandmother's sisters, my aunt Dot, before she passed in 2011, she was telling me that they knew my great-grandmother's mother. They knew their grandmother, and before they had turned the expressway into the expressway back in the 30s, it used to be a housing project. That's what the expressway was. And she was telling me that my grandmother and her 3 sisters used to walk from 25th and Cumberland to that area. But my great-grandmother really never liked them to go up there because her mother was somewhat of an alcoholic. And she didn't really like them going up there. But I want to learn a little bit more, and you kind of motivated me to go and do it because I'm interested to find out more about my family before my great-grandparents, since I know all I need to know about them. I'm just interested to find out a little bit more about them and what came before them.
Yeah, well, y'all know I did the Ancestry thing because I was watching Roots, and I was like, it would be interesting to find out, you know, where I come from and things like that. So I took the test. I just wanted to know, like, sorry, something flew out my mouth. What part of Africa, like what part of Africa I come from? Because I didn't know anything, and I found out that I was, I have Senegalese, Nigerian, Benin, Togo, Ivory Coast, Nigerian, South African. I have a bunch of, I'm made up of a lot of African DNA, and my main DNA was, I believe it was, I can't remember. But what I was about to say is that I'm made up 93% African. So I don't really have European features. I'm less than 1% European, and that's from Great Britain. I'm 3% Native American, and I think I'm 1% Asian, or is it 2%? I think it's at 2%. So that's my DNA makeup. But not only that, with Ancestry.com, you can also opt in to find out who else share your DNA. And that was just another part that I wasn't even expecting to find more family members. And I have over 40 pages of people who match my DNA, so it's probably about 1,000 to 1,200 people. And it's been consuming a lot of my nights finding people that match my DNA and who else do we share the same DNA patterns with, because they could be from your maternal side or your paternal side. And for the past 2 months, I really have been researching my paternal side of the family.
Which would be your father.
My father. And I found there was a match that was extremely high. We shared a high level of DNA. Come to find out, his great-grandfather and my great-grandfather, excuse me, how did the shit go? We shared the same great-grandfather. So that means that my grandfather and his grandfather were brothers. So we were, but at first when he contacted me, I was just like, wait, I don't know, because I didn't get all the information and things like that. And what I've been able to do is I've been able to find a bunch of census reports, who lived with who, how many children they had, and that's how I was able to piece the family tree together. And what I was finding out is that back in those times, a lot of the family members lived on the same block, or they, you know, like right next door, or, you know, so I was able to piece families together, and it's especially hard for the women because, you know, their last name change. But when you put their name in, sometimes you'll see like their death records, who they married, who they were with. So I was able to piece a bunch of people. So I have about 200 people on my family tree, just from looking at census reports and DNA reports and all of that. And I was able to contact some people, and I contacted someone because I kept seeing that the names, it was the last name is Goss, G-O-S-S, but it was also spelled G-A-U-S-E, and that's the main way to spell it. But my great-grandmother spelled it G-O-S-S. So I was like, I think you might be my family, but I can't figure out. So when I contacted him, we ended up talking on the phone for 3 hours, and he was just telling me the whole history of the Goss family and how they were on a plantation called the Backwoods in South Carolina, or it's in Britton's Neck, South Carolina. And I am the descendants of Joe and Maria Goss. They were born around 1830, and they had 10 children. And you know, it's just crazy when you have 10 children. You know, it's different, 10 different families, and they have children. Their children, it's just a hot mess when it comes to it. But
tell me about it.
It's so interesting.
I know.
It's so interesting. And I'm just.
My mother is the youngest of 10.
I was just so excited. Like, oh my God, I have all of these family members, and it's just like the DNA patterns are. What I noticed that my father's genes, like they are strong, because I match a lot of people from his side of the family. And then I was like, well, I gotta find my father's his father's side, and I was having problems finding it. My grandfather's family comes from Edgefield, South Carolina, and I was able, it took me about a month or two to find this, but I found them. They lived in Edgefield, South Carolina, but they were either born in South Carolina or they were born in Alabama. And they were slaves for Governor Pickens, who was from Alabama. And what I found out is that when he died, his son became their slave masters. But he was one of those slave masters that kept the families together. He didn't believe in separating the family. And what I found out about my great-great-great-great-grandmother, Judy Simmons, was that she was a midwife, and she would go to Georgia and buy, she would buy like herbal treatments to help people, and she did so much. Like, I'm just so happy, like, discovering that stuff, and that her husband John and his brother, they started a church that still exists today in Edgefield, South Carolina, called the Simmons Ridge Baptist Church. And her father, his name is Tom Lee, he was a part of the board of that church. So I have to find his family. But it's just so interesting just to find this stuff and just Googling names. And I haven't really talked to anybody that's from Edgefield, South Carolina, but because it's just like some people had done research a long time ago, and they don't like probably had the same email address, so I haven't been able to contact them. But for me, it was just great to find out all of this stuff, to know that our last name has some history behind it, and I was able to find that. And I found some people, my mom never knew her father at all, but I found a lot of her people, and they were from either Norfolk, Virginia or Portsmouth, Virginia. And a lot of them went to D.C. or some went to New Jersey, Maryland, or Pennsylvania. So we are all in that area. And I was able to find a bunch of family members. Some got married and never had children, and some had children and they just went on to other places. But I keep finding these people from Louisiana and Texas, and I can't find out the connection. So I had my mom do the DNA test, and probably next week we'll be able to figure out who her father's side of the family is. And that's something that I've always wanted to do for my mom, because she never knew. She said she met him one time, and that he told her that it wasn't his fault that he wasn't in her life. It was just a bunch of things that was going on where he was prevented from seeing her, but it wasn't her mother that was doing it. And I don't want to get into that. But she said she only met him one time, and she said she looked exactly like him. She told me his name, and I've been searching names, and some of the names do come up in the Philadelphia area, but you know, back in those times, a lot of people came from down south and came
so
up.
It's kind of hard for you to know which one it is.
But once she take that test, and
now let me ask you this: the $100 that you paid, that's the only time you pay, or you have to keep paying?
You only pay one time.
Okay.
Now for me, I paid the $20 because $20 a month, because I'm gonna look at those DNA reports, the census reports, and you can find birth certificates, death certificates.
Now see what I found out, because I was able, because you know sometimes if you go on Ancestry.com, or I think that's it. I can't think if there's another one like Ancestry, but whatever the case may be. I remember I had typed in my great-grandmother's name, and even on Google too, and I remember I typed in her name, and it came up, and it kept coming up that she was born in 1896. Now, I know of her being born in 1900.
You will see different...
Right.
Yeah.
Now, my great-grandfather, I know of him being born in 1897, and then when I typed his name in, it always came up he was born in 1897. But for her, it never came up of her being born in 1900. But it always came up the year that she died, which is in 1976. And if she was born in 1900, when she died in 1976, she would have been 75 because I think she died a few months before her birthday, so she would have been 75 years old. But I want to find out if she really was born in 1900 or 1896, because if not, then she would have been 79 and not 75, and she would have been a year older than her husband. But the beautiful thing about my family is that, because you know I come from a big family, and we are all together here in Philadelphia. My mom's side of the family anyway. I have my grandfather's side, my mom's father. A lot of them are in Jersey, but we're still all connected with each other. We have family events. They all come from Jersey, or we all go to Jersey.
And they come.
Yeah.
Because I've been to one.
Yes, and they come.
There.
Yes,
and Makael's dad be on that grill working.
Yes, we're a really big, close-knit family, you know. And my cousin Sam always says, she's my mom's first cousin, she always says, you know, some families envy us because we're so big, but we're all so close together that she said to me recently, she said, you ever notice that when we have family events, it'd be so many friends and stuff there, and they always stick around. It's like, yeah, because they see how much fun our family has. But in any event, I learned so much from my grandmother's last surviving sister before she passed about my, you know, family, the older members. And now my mom's sisters and her older cousins, because now, you know, they're in their 70s now, so they're the older generation of my family now. So I learned so much about them. Like my great-grandparents, I think I told you, were a member of Wayland Temple at 25th and
Montgomery.
No, Cecil Big.
Oh yeah, Cecil Big.
And it's just interesting because you learn different things. And one of my aunts and then one of my cousins was telling me, they was like I said, they called my great grandma mom, and they said, you know, mom's funeral was by far one of the, mom and pops, but they said mom, when my great grandmother died, they said her funeral was probably one of the biggest funerals that church saw. And my cousin told me yesterday, she said when mom died, she died on a Saturday night, and she died in the room. And she said that one of their neighbors just happened to be sitting out on the porch, because it was like an early Saturday evening when she died. And she said that the neighbor told her that she was sitting on the porch and she had no idea that anything was going on in the house. She said how she realized that something was going on. She said that cars were shooting up 25th Street in all directions, getting out and going, because that, you know, our family's so big, and my great grandmother was the matriarch, and she was well loved. And she said the lady told me that there were so many cars pulling up that she knew something bad had to have happened in the house, because it was just way too many people going in that house at one time. And she later found out when they brought her body out that my great grandmother had died in there. She died in her room while my great grandfather was in there watching TV. And when he went to get in the bed, he noticed that something was wrong because she wasn't waking the hell up. But in any event, enough about that. I think I'm gonna try it. And yeah.
And make sure you use my code.
Oh, you have a code? Okay.
I have a code, which saves you $10 off, but basically pays for the shipping and handling.
Okay.
And then I get a little $10. And I want to say thank you to everybody who used my code, because I made like $1,000.
Oh wow.
Yes.
I know that's right.
Yes. So they give you like an Amazon gift card. So I was able to buy a bunch of stuff on Amazon.
Oh, not $1,000 in cash, just a gift card.
Yeah, but it's a gift card, but shit, that come in handy.
Well, it does.
Yeah, you see that belt right there?
I saw.
Ancestry.
I would rather have the cash though, but
yeah,
I see what you're trying to do, okay? But I get it.
But I made like $1,000, so you can use my code, and then once you take the test, you put up a YouTube video. What I notice is that people be looking on YouTube for ancestry reports and see how people like it, and it's great. And not only that, which I left out before we move on. Once you get your DNA file right, you know, some people use other websites like 23andMe, My Family Tree, and some other websites to get their DNA test done. There's this website called JabMatch, and what JabMatch does is break down your DNA, and it matches you with other people who have took DNA tests from different websites, and then you're able to find more people. And what you can do is, once you realize that you do have a match, like it'll tell you what generation, an estimated generation that person is from, and then you have the choice whether you want to contact them or not, or you can look at a list of all the people that matches their DNA. And from that, I've been able to see that, okay, this is how I'm able to trace this person to my family, and you'll see the different last names, and it's just, I love it now. I don't know if I'm about to become a genealogist, but it's so good to like really do that. Like I've been putting in a lot of work at night doing this stuff. So
it's a beautiful thing.
Yeah.
To me, I feel like it's a beautiful thing when you know your family's history, because you know, like I said before, before she died, I didn't realize at the time. I didn't realize it until after my aunt died that the conversations that she and I would have in her house for 2 or 3 hours in her living room, just the two of us, I didn't realize that this woman was schooling me and teaching me about my family history. I just simply thought we were sitting there having conversations about her mother and father, my grandmother, her other sisters. I didn't realize that after she died that I would be able to go in her house and pull out these photo albums and know exactly who this person was because of the conversations I would have with her downstairs in her living room. You know what I mean? Like, I never knew, and I remember I used to tell some of my cousins, and we all loved my aunt, but a lot of them were like, you go around there and sit and talk to her, you know, she's old and stuff. I was like, well, yeah,
but old people have the best conversations.
Okay?
And I love them when they curse.
And let me tell you something. When she, you know, some old people, when you start them up, a lot of them love to see you interested because they will keep going and going and going, and you will learn so many different things. Like our family house, my cousin, my aunt's grandson, he still lives there, and 4 different family members died in that house.
Wow.
My great-grandmother, my grandmother's older sister, my Uncle James, my Aunt Dot's husband, and my grandmother's great-grandmother, which would have been my great-grandmother's great-great-grandmother. No, it would have been my great-grandmother's grandmother, and my grandmother's great-grandmother.
Wow.
And like to learn all of that, and I remember saying to her, I said, Aunt Dot, you never felt scared being in this house by yourself, knowing that all these people, your husband, your mother, your great-grandmother, your sister all died in this house? She said, no, why? Her whole thing was no, and she was in her 80s, and she was like, you know, my husband died 20 years ago, my mother died 30-something years, like, no, I'm not scared. You know, and it's like, it's crazy, and it's almost, she almost died in that house too, but...
Yeah. The thing is, you got to get rid of the stuff, the clothes, and some of that stuff, because in this room, which I'm in, my nephew that passed, lived and slept in this room.
Yeah, after they died, I know what you mean.
Yeah, and you know, they were trying to hold on, and you gotta let that stuff go. Like my mom had these flowers from I like mine, this shit gotta go.
You gotta go.
Sometimes
it's hard to let it go in the very beginning because I don't know if my aunt's stuff is still in her house. I remember talking to my cousin and him telling me that a lot of her clothes he was going to take to like a thrift, you know, and just give it away to whatever the case may be, because it was like, I don't need these clothes. These are all old women's clothes. I don't. What the hell am I doing? But I just remember that my aunt, and when she was living, the house inside, you know, it was a comfortable house, but it was an old-fashioned house because a lot of the furniture, when I look at some of the old pictures, was there when my great-grandparents were living. So it was like,
his family got some strong genes.
Yes. And it's like, you never got rid of this stuff. Like, you never wanted to redo this house after your parents died. But she just was like, I mean, the cabinets were still the same. Like, from the 60s, you're like, huh?
The cabinets worth a lot of money. You put them in
I wouldn't put them cabinets in the back of my car. Stay right there.
But they were so, and they heavy too.
Yes.
They fucking heavy.
Yes.
Them old school furniture is heavy. But look, y'all, we're going to move on because we got a lot of shit to talk about.
We spent about 15 minutes on that.
Yes, but if you, longer than that. But if you need help, and if you like took an Ancestry test.
Hopefully this will inspire somebody. Yeah.
To take the test. And I can help you because I learned a lot through the Ancestry thing. So you can contact me like on Facebook and I can help you. If you want to like link me to your tree. Not link me to your tree, but like it grant me, because some people be having private family trees. I can help you find different people because I've been doing it for a while and find out who married who and all of that stuff. So today we found out that Vine is no more. Vine is gone. It's going to be etched from the histories of the internet. But Vine said that they're not going to get rid of the videos right away. What they want to do is give people a chance to download their Vine videos and save them. And I guess you could post them to Instagram or post them to YouTube of your greatest Vines. But Vine is no more. And I knew that Vine was going out the window when Instagram introduced videos about 2-3 years ago.
Right.
And I was like, oh my God, they done killed Vine. And then they videos.
And then the videos
15
were,
seconds.
yes, at that time, that's when Instagram was 15 seconds. You know, and we all loved that. We thought that was just fast. 15-second video. Now we got a minute. Won't he do it? What'd he say? If you wait, he will show up.
Yes. It was just crazy that I knew that Vine was going out the window. I put an Instagram video out like 3 years ago, like, oh my God, Instagram just killed Vine.
Yeah.
Vine had a slow, painful death because it stayed around.
And then came Snapchat.
Yes. I don't like Snapchat.
I'm not, listen, now, I have Snapchat and I use mine. But if people who follow me notice, I only snap when I'm at work with me and my coworker. Other than that, I don't really. Now, I used to get a lot of cool Snap videos, and I still do get people send me Snap stuff or whatever the case may be. But I'm not a big. I never was a fan when Snapchat came out. I'm still not really a big fan of it now. That's why I don't really snap that much. And y'all gotta forgive me because oftentimes I feel like right now I have to keep taking my breath because I'm still getting my voice back, and it does hurt to even talk. But Snapchat, like I feel like I have to keep catching breath. But Snapchat, I don't really like it too much because this is what I don't like. Because I hated the fact that Instagram came out with their own Snapchat. But to me, I feel like I like Instagram Snapchat better, even though I've never used my own Instagram Snap. And the reason why I like it better is because I hate when I'm going through somebody's Snapchat, their real Snapchat, and you come across something, and then it goes by, and you're like, oh no. Yeah, and then you gotta go all the way down and go through. But whereas though on InstaSnap, you can go past a video and then go back to that video without having to do, like, I like that, and Snapchat needs to kind of get it to be
Snapchat
like
is not going to be here anymore. Because you know why? Some people like to go to one source for all of their stuff. Right. Like, you notice that nobody has never overtopped YouTube. Thank God, not yet. Because I want these checks to keep coming. And I've been doing this almost 8 years. And Facebook killed MySpace because Facebook, first it was just like you have to be in a college to do it. Then they realized that, oh no, bitch, we going, like a lot of people signing up, we could kill MySpace because MySpace literally became all about the music. And everybody kind of check my music out, check my music out.
That's what
Facebook was like, you can post your stories.
And this is how you connect with people that you haven't seen.
Exactly. Mm-hmm. And I fell in love with this. So I said, okay, Twitter is a place to share your thoughts. Nobody is never going to overtop Twitter. Right. You share your thoughts. People can respond. You can retweet. You can go say shit on top.
Twitter is not going anywhere. No. Because Donald Trump goes to Twitter and people run to his tweets to see what he says. Yeah. Twitter ain't going nowhere. No. Yeah.
I love it. So my main thing is Twitter, YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook. That's it. I don't do LinkedIn. I don't do all the other social media shit. Those are my top 4. Like, Instagram just does it for me. Twitter, Facebook, YouTube. They have everything that I need. And I understand these other companies want to do things. But these are the main 4 things that we need, and they work. Vine was cute. Vine made a lot of people stars. And they made a lot of people money by making club appearances. Mm-hmm. But you don't really see them no more. And something that I challenge these Vine stars and Instagram stars to do is go to YouTube. That's where the money's at. Y'all could probably make way more money than us because y'all not only y'all became famous from these funny videos, but just imagine if y'all made longer skits and put them on YouTube, maybe 3-minute skits, and then had everybody share them on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram, and everywhere else you can text it, like, and you can make money off every time somebody look at that. Cause some Vines had about 6 million views, 7 million views, but nobody was getting paid off of that. Now unless somebody sponsored a video clip. So I don't know. YouTube has always been for me for my videos, but I like Instagram too because sometimes I like to share intimate moments. But what I love about the Snapchat thing is that Snapchat is more, how can I say this? It's not like it's planned, you just get shit at the spur of the moment. Mm-hmm. And that's what I love about it, and then it disappears. After 24 hours, it's gone. But I'd rather keep some of my videos. But I don't really,
I mean, you could save them.
Yeah. Oh yeah, you can save them, but I don't really use the Snap story. I'm at home all the time. I ain't got shit to talk about like that.
I don't use the filters at all. The dog filters and all that shit.
It was cute for a while.
I've never used it. The only time you see me with it is when my coworkers put me on her Snapchat. But
Our Instagram don't do that. Just keep it simple.
Right.
Some people just want to share stuff so they don't have to have it on their Instagram. Because I have a lot of I have over 10,000 things on Instagram. And it's hard to sometimes find that. So I don't need everything to go stay there.
Right.
They should have a feature like it could delete after 30 days if you wanted to. So Ciara is pregnant with her second child and she's married to Russell Williams. There was a video out where she's sang somewhere. Her vocals wasn't up to par. And she was singing Michael Jackson rock with and I'm going to leave it alone after that. But you could tell by the video that she was pregnant. And she was wearing baggy clothes. And you know when you're pregnant, your voice don't really sound right unless you're certain artists. But you know, I didn't care about that. But, you know, I was just waiting to find out if she really is pregnant because so many people are saying it and I'm just waiting for her to confirm it. So Ciara on her 31st birthday, happy belated birthday, she confirmed that she's pregnant. Mm-hmm. And I'm just so happy for her and Russell Williams. And I think that Russell Wilson. Russell Wilson is the best thing to ever happen to her. And she's probably the best thing to ever happen to him. And like I remember when we was talking about it probably like a year ago when he was saying that God put her in his life and he was supposed to change her life. And I don't think people take into account of those things that he testified about when he sat there in church and discussed that and how they did not have sex. We don't know because we wasn't there, so we can't say they had sex, but I'm sure they did something sexual to get each other off. Because, I mean, anyway, listen.
They're both very attractive.
Yes!
So
can you imagine all of
I'm
that?
not mad at them. I mean, they're married now, happy, so I'm mad.
But through all of that, like Ciara has had troubles with Future, and you never heard Russell Williams say not one thing.
Wilson.
When I keep saying Williams, that's that drink saying Williams. Shout out to Michelle Williams. Russell Wilson.
Just say Russell.
Russ Parr. Russell Williams. What?
You still saying Williams? Just say Russell.
Russell ain't never say nothing. He ain't never said you better leave my girl alone. There's gonna be problems. You know, he got a couple dollars. He can hire some people and different goons in different cities. He ain't do none of that stuff. He let Future fuck himself up, and Ciara got lawyers, and she was like, we're going to court. Like, she's been through a lot, and their love has proved the test so far. Because he could have been like, you know what? I don't even want to deal with this. You got a child with this man. He's threatening my life. He's doing this. He's doing that. Allegedly, he's threatening his life. You know, but they have survived a lot of shit in these past year and a half or 2 years. And now that she's pregnant, oh, Ciara is a hoe.
Who said that?
Oh, it's on Twitter. I seen it.
Why though?
She is a hoe. She only got pregnant to get back at Future. You know what? There are a lot of hating women out there. Women don't like to see women be successful or get great achievement in life. That is a sad fucking thing to say. Oh, you only got pregnant because you wanted to get back at Future. I ain't gonna lie. There are some women out there that do that. But I don't believe that Ciara is one of those people.
Because I think that if that was the case, she would have did it before they got married.
Yeah, but you know, there are some women can be jealous of another woman. It's true.
But who would have Ciara been jealous of?
She's not. But what I'm saying is this:
the women jealous of her.
Like some women, let's say like you a woman meets a man who has children, right? Or she might have a son. This woman always wanted that. And she can't get it, so she's gonna keep having children until she get what she really wants to compete with you. people do stuff like that.
Yeah, but I'm still confused at why Ciara would be considered a hoe and be trying to get back.
Exactly. Oh, now she's a hoe because
I think that
she already had one child out of wedlock. Now you got another child and you got 2 different baby fathers. But this is the thinking of these dumb
they're not
women
together anymore, and she's now married to this guy. So I guess she would have 2 different fathers because she's married to Russell Wilson.
That's the thinking of dumb women. And I mean, and some men, they were going off. But it's okay for Future to have a baby here, there, everywhere, in London and back. But Ciara, she has another child by a man who she's married to, and she's a hoe. A lot of y'all women that's hating on Ciara, get your priorities together. Make sure that your child support check is coming every month. Make sure you ain't spreading your legs to all these different men, or you got kids by all these different men. It's always people that's doing worse than you that's always coming for you. And I can attest to that. Because this has been a year of that shit. But anyway,
I was watching the sermon today on YouTube by the late Bishop David Ellis. Y'all know Bishop David Ellis of Greater Grace Temple out there in Detroit. He just when I watch his stuff, he just kind of reminds me of an older version of my pastor. He just was awesome. And I was watching this sermon today that he did, and it kind of talked about what you're saying right now. It's on YouTube, and if you type in Bishop David Ellis, Chosen, that was the name of the sermon, Chosen. And it's like 9 minutes long, and I just sat at work and I watched it, and it was just a good sermon. But towards the end, it's just like he just really goes in, and I'm just like, I'm at work watching it, and I'm like feeling the hair standing up, and I'm like, bitch, let him use you, Bishop, let him use you. Like, I mean, it's true. A lot of people, but those people, Ciara, you are at the very place, at the very moment that God put you in. Like, this is where you're supposed to be. Russell Wilson is who you are supposed to be at this very moment. For those folks out there, because I haven't seen it, but for those folks out there that are saying that she's a hoe, she's trying to get back at Future for having another baby with her now husband, which makes no sense at all to me why people would even say that. Ciara, pay those people no mind. Russell, pay those people no mind, okay? God placed y'all together for a reason. This was appointed by God and nobody else. So the rest of those people, like Bishop said in that video, the rest of those haters, you just keep walking right on past them, like you don't even see them or hear them. Because that's truly what it's all about, just walking past all of that. Because I refuse to let something that God set in my life be blocked by somebody over there. Not only that, somebody over there that I don't even know.
And you know what they don't even realize?
Like, don't even worry about it.
They block their own blessings by being so hateful.
Let me tell you something. I lost my voice because that's how good and hard I was shouting at church on Sunday. Because, I mean, towards the end, right before, benediction, my pastor went off. Okay? To the point that I was just so caught up. You're not gonna believe this. I was so caught up that I shouted out of one of my sneakers.
You had on sneakers?
Yeah, I was dressed down on Sunday. I told you on one of my past videos, I don't go to church every Sunday in a suit. I know that's what y'all, but I don't always go in a suit. I was dressed down. I looked really cute too on Sunday. But I was dressed down, and I shouted out of my, and thank God I did, because I was. And one of the guys came to me at the service, and he was like, "Your shoe went flying."
Did my girlfriend catch it? You know what I'm talking about.
It was just one of the, no. But she really, I could hear her. I could really hear her just yelling, just keep praying. And I just was like, oh my God. It was that good. Like, my pastor really went off. And I felt like Sunday's sermon was for me. You know how sometimes when you go somewhere, and I know a lot of times I've even said this to you, and I have to learn to not say this anymore, because I've learned that you will hear people say, oh my God, I wish you was there because you would have. But sometimes a person not being there, they just were not meant to be there. If you get what I'm saying. You were there for a reason, because it may have just been for you, and not for the person who wasn't there. So I'm learning that I can't necessarily say to somebody, oh, you should have been there, because it may not have been meant for you to be there. If I was there, because I was meant to hear that. And baby, when I tell you Sunday was for me, and I'm gonna have to call my pastor, go around his house or something and say, listen, this is right here, my voice is because you allowed God to use you on Sunday, and I felt it.
Well, what did he say? Do you remember?
He was, well, first of all, he was preaching from Ephesians. I think it was chapter 6, and it was just about the whole armor of God. And he was just basically saying, you know, you can't call yourself a child of Christ and say that you are a soldier for God and that you're, you know, putting on the armor to do God's work, but yet you're still wearing your carnal clothes. Like you can't still be living this life of, oh, I can do what the hell I want to do, but yet calling yourself a soldier for Christ. And he was, you know, basically going into like, listen, we all got these struggles and these things that we deal with, but if we going to be a representative of Christ, we got to learn how to give what we're going through over to him. And he just was like, listen, if you got this, that, and the third going on in your life, you need to give it over to God and be thankful that you have him to give it over to. And then he said, for those of you out there that may have paychecks and the paychecks may not be anything, or you may not have much on your paycheck or this, that, and the third, he said, thank God for that paycheck that you have, because you got people out here struggling to find a dollar. And I mean, it just went, I just was like, oh, like, because, you know, sometimes you'll see people and they'll complain about, oh my, this wasn't this, and I wish this was that, and I wish I had this. And then you hear so many complaints that you kind of forget, like, where is the thankfulness? Where are you saying thank you that I even have this? Because some people don't even have certain things to even complain about. They're just struggling to try to get what it is that I have. And I am learning that, no, I am not this, and I don't have the biggest bank account, and I don't have I don't drive the nicest car, and I don't have the best of best jobs, but I am so thankful that I have what I have.
Okay.
Because there's some people who don't have a car and they're struggling trying to find a car. There's some people who don't have a bank account or a check to even put a bank account in, and I have that. There's some people who are still struggling after 3 or 4 or 5 years to find a part-time job, and I have a full-time job. You know what I mean? Like, so it's like sometimes we have to be thankful, and I'm
grateful for what you have and not what you don't have.
And I know some people, you know, it made me feel good, because this past week I've been really posting a lot of, you know, spiritual things, inspirational videos on my Instagram, and I had this one person say to me today, you know, thank you so much for these praise and worship videos that you're posting, because I am really, really getting spiritually filled by them. And sometimes you don't even realize what you're doing for other folks. I was doing that for me, and I was sharing what it was that I was going through with my followers, not even realizing that what I'm sharing with y'all and what I'm going through, it's helping somebody else. Yeah. So then I stopped. When I read that message, I stopped and I said, thank you, God, for allowing me to be a vessel to... Amen. Baby, I'm about to lose my voice.
But go ahead.
And you see me go off. And I can go off.
Yeah, but it's always good to go off.
It's always good to go off.
Always.
Miss Betty Jean at church, she came up to me and she said, sometimes you just gotta let it out. I said, yes.
Because I've been holding on to a lot of stuff.
And you know what she said to me? She said, I haven't gotten to where you've gotten at, where you're able to release like that. She said, but I know that the day that it happens, it's going to be a wonderful thing. And I said, let me tell you something. I thank God every day that he allows me to be able to praise him, and praise him in a way that I am not ashamed, or I don't care who's around or who's watching, because I already know where my help comes from. And if I worried about what other people around me or sitting next to me was thinking while I was praising him, then my praise would never be authentic and it would never get to him because I'm too busy worrying about what other people are doing. So I just thank God that he allows me to do that, and I am so not ashamed to do it. You know what I mean? You're taught as a Christian, you don't hide and hold back the goodness of what God has done for you. You express it and you let the world know the Savior that you work for, you worship, you praise. Because what point is it to have all these blessings and you're not expressing it and letting people know, look, this is what he's done for me. I don't have much, but I'm thankful and I'm grateful for it. So yeah, I don't know what we were talking about, but
yeah, we were talking about Ciara and her pregnancy. But
yeah, there you go, Ciara. That's what we were talking about.
Yeah, but see, God has blessed her with a lot of things.
That's right. And y'all ain't never heard me go off like that about Ciara. But I just had to do it.
Yeah, but it can always go back to something personal in your own life and the things that you deal with. And you know, it's some people that can really be envious of you.
Yeah.
And I'll be wondering why.
Why?
Let me tell you something. I live on the 3rd floor. My rent is paid every month. It is paid every month. And there are people that's jealous of that. I have a family. Let me tell you something. My house is a house of love. We fight, but bitch, we love. Okay? Everything don't come out the way it's supposed to come out, but it comes out. When one person is wrong, everybody's going to get on that person. I am grateful to have that. I'm grateful to have a family. It just baffles me sometimes why people worry about why I live my life the way I live my life. Worry about why you live your life the way you live your life. Because I don't be worrying about that. When I come home, I have a roof over my head. I still have my mother. I have my nephews who I help. I have all of that. I'm grateful for that. But you know, it's people that hate on that. I don't know why, but they do. So Ciara, I just tell you to fucking ignore them and you keep living your life. And that goes for y'all too. Don't even worry about why people worry about how you live your life. You live your life. Your life is a lesson. You don't know who you're helping. Shit, I have my family. Some people out there don't have a family. And they get that love when they watch us and our family is in the background. You know, people like, oh my God, like I wish my family was like that. And I still say, bitch, I don't know why, because we fucking crazy. We are. And Makael gets to see it. And sometimes if he try to put his input in, you could go home. Yeah. Because I don't want to hear what you got to say.
Exactly. That's
you live here.
And what do? I sit right there. I'm not going nowhere.
But I love my family. I ain't never going nowhere. This is my fucking family. This is my family. I can't say I ain't going nowhere because I don't know yet. I don't know where God want me to go. But let me tell you something. While I'm here, I'm enjoying it. And my mother turning 71 next month. And as long as I still have her, I don't care what nobody say. I'm always going to be there for my mom. I ain't going nowhere until God says it's time for you to go. And I'm going to keep loving my family because they got shit they need to still learn. I love my family. They know that. But let me tell you something. Something I realized is that this year, on November 24th, is Thanksgiving. If you flash back to a year ago on November 24th, our house was burnt out. We had nowhere to go.
That's reason right there to praise Him.
Can you talk about, like, people just don't know how good God is. Because I sat there and I said, November 24th, we had nowhere to be. We was burnt out. This is the first time in my life I ain't have a Thanksgiving at home or a Christmas at home or a New Year's at home. I have none of that. We were displaced everywhere. We were all in different places. And with the help of a lot of people and our subscribers and just people that care, people from neighbor, like the love was just incredible. I've never felt nothing like that in my own life. Never been through nothing like that in my life. So many people, and there was a lot of people in this neighborhood that helped us, not even just monetarily, by being there, by busting down a fucking wall or a ceiling, or just helping us throw shit out the house. The love was there. And it's just crazy that I took all of that, everything that I had. I don't know about them, but I know I took all that for granted. All of that. Till I had nothing. Till I had nowhere to be. Nowhere to just even lay my damn head just wanting to take a nap. I ain't have nothing. 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 And a year ago, that was the worst. I ain't never cry about it. I didn't even have time to cry. I knew I just had to get my family back in the house. Some people were mad about some decisions that I made, but I didn't care. Because I was not taught, but I was selected to do these things. And these are things that I had to do. And I had to do it. And I didn't care. Who gets mad about what? I just had to do it. That was the first time that I had to be somebody in my family that leads everybody. And the shit may be perfect, but nothing is never perfect. Nothing is never perfect. But I feel like mission accomplished. I did what I was supposed to do. My thing was I have to get my family back home. I'm tired of this person complaining, oh my God, I'm laying here and I can't, like, it was a lot. It was stressful. Like the people that were helping you, shit, you start fighting with them. And then they tell you all kinds of shit. And I mean, he was there for some of it. And I just couldn't believe it. I just was like, oh my God. Yeah. But you'll see who they really are. You start seeing the people that you love and that's your friends. You'll see how much they really care when you go through shit. You will see all of that. You will even see the people on the internet that's jealous of you. I don't know why they're jealous. I went through a lot, but I still have my family.
That's probably why they were jealous. Because you still had your family.
Like people, I wouldn't have helped. I wouldn't have did that. But you know what? That's fine. But I'm grateful for those that did help. I ain't never shout out no celebrity that helped. And that's not important. The important thing is
as long as you
be back home.
You thank them personally.
Yes.
The way you were supposed to. And they did it not for a shout out. And I know exactly the ones that did it. They didn't do it for a shout out. They did it out of love.
But the best thing is that when I realized that, oh my God, we're going to be here on Thanksgiving. And I'm going to say Lord willing, because you never know anything can happen. Because I'll be in this house, bitch, I smell something on fire, I'm running down them steps. That alarm go off, I'm running down those steps. My life has changed a little bit, because normally you ignore a fire alarm. You're like, these bitches in here done cook something. Oh no. Sometimes shit be happening. You know, sometimes that alarm go off just to go off on its own. I be like, oh, that's God giving us another damn test. Because I be like, wait a minute, why I go off? We busting down all the fucking doors. It's crazy sometimes. But, you know what? I am grateful. I don't know where this video went, but we had all of these topics.
I don't know where it went either. But you know what? This might be helping somebody.
Yeah, I mean, and some other people went through fires. Some people just, you know, man, let me tell you something. You have to live your life, and you have to be happy for the blessings that you have. And you cannot be worrying about what you don't have. There's a lot of things that I don't have. And I don't complain about it. And y'all ain't gonna never hear about it. About things that I don't have. How about you be grateful for the things that you do have? Be grateful to have a family. Be grateful to still have your parents. Because my father has been gone 13 years. And there's a lot of things that I wish I would have did with him. But ain't nothing I could do about it. Since I had one parent, I cherish my parent, my mom. Sometimes we go back and forth. Like, y'all ain't know that me and my mom wasn't getting along after the fire. I wasn't getting along with her. She came back home, we weren't getting along.
I don't think any of us was.
Yeah, it was just crazy.
I think she got on all of our.
I'm just like, oh. And I
don't even live here.
I couldn't believe.
But that one big family blow up that I witnessed, she got on my nerves so bad, I wanted to get up and wrangle her and leave.
Like, it was crazy. Like, I was living in her house, not my house.
Right.
Her house, and I wasn't even speaking to her. Like, it was crazy. We went through a lot. And people jealous of that. Don't be jealous.
But look how God fixed everything.
We fine now. Still go win some time. Because I get flashbacks. Like, sometimes I get flashbacks like, oh my God. We wasn't even happy. Like, Mom, don't even talk about it because I'm about to start crying. Because it was crazy. I'm sleeping in a hotel. I'm staying next door at my neighbor house. And I'm just so grateful for my friend Ryan to take me in. And even though I was only there for a month, I was grateful. Because I didn't know where I was going to be. I was like, for the first time in my life, I'm homeless. I don't have nowhere to go. Now, I can stay in this house. This house was cold as fuck. It smelled like fire. It was a mess. We found somebody that helped us, and we back in here. We are back in here. It's almost a year. I'm just grateful for everyone who helped. I'm grateful to still have my family. My mom went into the hospital. She was losing her mind. Like, we went through a whole fucking lot.
More than what
That's why you shouldn't be jealous
saw.
of people. You shouldn't be jealous of people. You shouldn't talk about shit you don't know. Because you don't know what that other person's going through. Don't be jealous of that. Because you don't want the shit that we went through. Then my sister, I'm grateful my sister. Oh my God, my sister. Because I was mad at her. When the house caught on fire and my sister came, Gigi, I was mad at her. I was mad, and then when my mom went to the hospital to see my sister and my mom, like y'all just don't fucking know how that one fire, what that fire did to my family. I ain't never talked about this stuff, and I probably won't share it again. Maybe I'll share it on November 24th, what happened. But y'all don't know what that fire did to my family. That fire lit a fire in our lives.
It's funny, listening to this, because this really is a testimony. And I think this should be our video. I just feel like everything else is null and void.
It could wait till Monday.
Yeah. But listening to you speak about it, about what happened, Mother Patterson at my church. Now, Mother Patterson is one of our senior members. She's on the Mother's Board. And she's been at our church, the one that I presented the award. She's been at our church for 72 years, ever since she was 11 years old. She's in her 80s now. She's been there. Mind you, some people can't even stay in one place for 72 days. She's been there for 72 years at our church. And Mother Patterson, every so often during, when we have our testimonial service, she'll start singing, "You don't know what the Lord's done for me." And it goes, "You don't know what the Lord's done for me." You don't know, you weren't there, you don't know when, and you don't know where. You don't know what the Lord has done for me. And listening to that made me hear her voice, because it's so true. Like, people know of the fire, and they knew of certain things, but they don't know what happened throughout those days and weeks and months after the fire. From your mom going into the hospital to your sister and your mom in the hospital together, and they don't know. And listening to your testimony and then hearing Mother Patterson's voice in my head singing that song, and the line where she says, "You don't know, you weren't there, you don't know when, and you don't know where." And it's like, oh my God. Every time I hear her sing that song during testimony service, I always cry. Because it's like, here you have this woman in her 80s. She's a living testimony within itself. And like, some churches don't have that. And I'm so blessed to have some of the members in my church. Like, this woman is 82 years old. She's been at our church, like I said, for 70-something years. And whenever she gets up to sing that song, or sometimes she sits there with the other mother, and it's so crazy because once we hand her the mic and she starts singing, the whole church just breaks out and song with her, because it's like you can really feel her testimony, the stuff that she went through when her husband, Father Patterson, was sick, and she stopped coming to church because she took her vow seriously. If he ain't coming, I ain't coming. I'm gonna be there with him every single day. And she was with him every single day up until he died. And to think about their son who died some years ago from a brain aneurysm. It's like you listen to people like that and you feel. You don't just hear their testimony, but you feel it. And it's like, so as I'm listening to you, I'm hearing Mother Patterson's voice because I feel what you're talking about, because at some point I was there throughout that. So I know, but I know that these folks,
they don't know a goddamn thing.
They just hear you talking, but they really don't know. It's like, that's where the power of God
secrets came out, truths were revealed that I wasn't even ready for. Like, that fire did so fucking much.
It did a number. It did.
It did so much.
But through it all, and that's another song. Through it all, I learned to trust. Yes, that's the song too. Yeah. Okay. But through it all, God kept y'all together.
Yeah.
Yes, He did.
And I can't wait for Thanksgiving. I can't wait for Thanksgiving. But something that I do wish that I had back is that I wish I had the power to exercise again, because I just stopped caring about that stuff. I just, like, I don't care about that. I'd be like, bitch, I just don't want another fire to happen. Like, I don't care. Like, I care about other people more than I care about myself. And I've always been that way. But I'm going to get back to exercising. I'll be like, yeah, I'm going to start exercising. Bitch, please. I wish I would be jumping up. Like, I don't care about that stuff. I do wish that, you know, I could get some weight down, you know, gain 20 pounds. And I've been able to keep it on and not go no higher than that. But I always, I don't know why, I just was like, the only way I'm going to gain that weight back is if I get really stressed out. And yup, that's a good enough reason to get stressed out. Yeah. But let me tell y'all something, man. Love your family. Love who y'all with. If you jealous of somebody, man, you don't know what they're going through for you to even be jealous of them. And you don't even want that, because you need to be careful, because your jealousy might make God give it to you. Give you what they have, and even worse. Right. You just never know.
And you be sitting there trying to figure out where did all this come from.
Oh, I wish I had that. No, you don't. No, you don't. But I want to thank y'all for watching. This weekend is Halloween weekend, and y'all know I'm dressing up. I want to show y'all my costume on Saturday. I'm going to get dressed up, and I might get on camera and do a video before I go out. But my costume is here. I'm excited. But I want you. Yes.
Good.
Yes, but they said the pants was ripped. Ooh. And I'm going to get German to sew it. I ain't had time to send it back and none of that. So I'm going to get German to sew it up. But it looks good. Like, my mom, she was sitting on the toilet. Her heart jumped.
Tell me.
What is that?
What is it?
Oh, it's right there. I'll show you when the camera goes off.
Oh, in that box?
Yes. I don't want to say it on camera. Okay. But then she's like, go show Keith or whatever. So I show her husband. He bust out laughing.
It's stepdad.
Don't do that. My stepdad.
Listen, baby.
His name is always going to be Mr.
You don't know. You were there. You don't know when, and you don't know when.
They don't know.
They don't know.
They don't know. But, oh my God, I'll be 32 in 3 weeks. Oh my God, I'm getting up there. Anyway, yeah. Halloween weekend, be safe. Everybody when we going to Halloween parties. If you dress up as a clown, you get what you deserve. Because I ain't... There's clowns out here doing shit to people, grabbing them up.
What you deserve. You dress up as a clown.
Yes, hey. And there was one. We gotta get on Monday. We're gonna get to 7 and the Sixers. Trick Daddy taking no selfies at the voting booth. Mariah Carey, How I Hate Lady Gaga's new album. Raven Simone and Tyler Perry. We supposed to have about all of that, but look how God stirred that shit. Yes, you thought you were gonna have one. You think you had one plan? He had another. And all those topics will be discussed on Tuesday. Because we on Halloween we're giving out school supplies.
What is Halloween?
Monday. On Monday we're going to be giving out the school supplies, and we're going to have the grill out here and all of that stuff. So if you're in the area, 22nd and Burt's, come on out. We're going to be having that. Because we don't always just give out candy. That's when we give out the school supplies.
That we ask you guys for our cookouts.
Yeah, and the kids be so happy to get books, pens, and pencils. Y'all don't understand.
Yes, they do.
They be like, wait, can I get this book? Can I get this trapper keep? Here you go. So that's what we're going to be doing. and probably like around 4:30, 5 o'clock. I don't know. I just hope it don't get real cold, because last Halloween, oh my God, it was freezing. I ain't got time for that. So that's what we're gonna do. But y'all be safe. Have a safe holiday. Don't dress up as a clown. Don't be a clown, and don't be jealous of people. We'll see y'all next week. Lord willing. Peace.